Hi. 6'1". I know. It's a lot. It takes me 45 minutes to shave my legs. So brutal. Like, I love being tall, but it can be really frustrating. Like, especially all my best friends are teeny, tiny little things. So, like, when we go out together, I can't wear high heels, because if I do, I can't hear them. And, like, as the tallest in a group of friends, I always have to assume certain responsibilities. Like, I'm always the designated meeting point. I can never sit down. But, like, secretly, I'm kind of jealous. Like, I would love to be petite. I think it would be so cool. Like, even just for a day to see what it's like, you know, to, like, win a game of hide and seek or get tossed around in the bedroom in a non-violent way. Or, like, just for once, be the little spoon, you know? Because, like, in the world of spoons, I am like a ladle. The only thing that can big spoon this is a shovel, basically. Or Shaquille O'Neal. I think the most frustrating part, I get a ton of random strangers coming up to me every single day and commenting on my height. Like, usually just, you're tall, which I know. But I was out in Hollywood last week, and this creepy guy comes up, he's drunk, and he uses probably the worst pickup line you can ever use on a tall girl. He's like, "Damn, girl, you're really tall." So I was like, not for a man. And he went away. It's funny, I still get hit on by kind of a lot of short dudes. I think maybe they want average height children. I don't know. I don't. If I'm gonna have kids, I want them to be like super tall so I can sell them to the NBA. I'd never see them again. I did date a short guy once though, for a while, and I really liked him. Like, I was super bummed it didn't work out, but like certain things got kind of weird. Like, we would hold hands and his arm would be like this, you know? And I couldn't sit on his lap because if I did, he couldn't see. And in the bedroom, it was like really hard for us to kiss and have sex at the same time, like because of the different torso lengths. So like I would be like, and he'd be all. And like I could never actually fall asleep in bed with him because I felt like what I imagine, you know, new parents feel like when they have their newborn in bed. Like, if I roll over wrong, I'm gonna crush him and he'll die. So these days I have a rule, like, you have to be at least 5'10" to ride this ride. Yeah. Unless you're super rich. And terminally ill. Anyone? Damn. Still single. It's hard dating in this town, and I really want to get married. I do. I want a husband. I want a wedding. Actually, I don't really want a husband. I want a wedding, and I want to wear a frilly dress and a tiara. Like, basically, I want a quinceañera. But my dad says I'm too old. Because marriage, that's such a serious commitment, you know? Like, I just feel like that's a contract to spend your life with someone. And I think it needs to be updated. Like, I think it should be more like a cell phone contract, right? Like, for 2 years, it's impossible to get out, even with patchy communication. You just have to work through it. But at the end of 2 years, you have the option to renew for another 2 years, upgrade to a family plan, or get out and find a better service provider, right? Thank you. Yeah, and like, how cool would it be if you could treat your spouse like your cell phone? Like, if it's annoying you, just turn it off and leave it in the car. If your friend has a better one, you can borrow it. You know, as long as you give it back after. It could vibrate. Amazing. No more divorce ever. Ladies aren't even on board for that one. All right. I'm trying to be optimistic though. Like, maybe I just haven't met the right person. I don't know. I'm bad at dating. Like, my parents are amazing. They've been married almost 42 years now, to 7 different people. But still, like, not at the same time. We're not Mormon or anything like that. But like, if most of you guys have like a family tree, I would say we have more of like a family tumbleweed. Big old mess that keeps rolling along, picking up dirt and debris. Like, none of us know how we're related to anyone else. We just know not to bang each other. Because we're not Mormon. I got some really exciting news recently, though, you guys. We have a new child in the family. My new stepmom. Yeah, seriously. My dad is 76 and just married lucky number 4, his soulmate du jour. And I really admire his optimism. You know, it's cool. But it's funny, I actually have a lot in common with his future ex-wife, too. Like, we're both 6 foot and blonde and way too young to be married to my dad. But she's skinnier than me with bigger boobs, so obviously I don't like her. She's actually cool, but like, I feel like I have to bring her down a couple notches because of that. So like, when we're in public, I like to call her pretty much the worst possible thing a 30-year-old woman can call a 38-year-old woman. Mommy. And I bribed all my nieces and nephews to call her grandma. 38. Yeah. But I think there's one person on the planet who I like to mess with more than her, and that's my dad. I've always been a bad kid, but when I was back in high school, he left me home alone unattended. And I decided to throw a party, right? And he came home early from his trip and busted me. And the only thing I could think of to do at the time was to be like, surprise! I threw you a party. And not like he believed me, but because he laughed, I got in less trouble, right? And I feel like I was onto something here, you guys. And feel free to use this, right? Like, if you're ever in an awkward situation, if you just act like that's exactly what was supposed to happen and yell surprise, it'll all work out, right? Like, let's say your spouse walks in on you cheating. Be like, surprise, we're having a threesome. Get in here. Yeah, you never specified what sex you wanted the third person to be, so this is your fault. Or like, your parents walk in on you having sex. Just be like, surprise, I'm sexually active. Yeah, I planned you a presentation. Meet my boyfriend. What's your name? Or you have a one-night stand and then realize you never want to see the person again. Just be like, surprise, that'll be $200.